Okay, we'll start. In previous lecture, we studied hydrograph, then elements of flood hydrograph, various components of the hydrograph, the graph which is plotted between discharge and time. Then base flow separation, its various methods. Method 1, 2, 3. Then unit hydrograph that we have studied. Unit hydrograph is the hydrograph of direct runoff resulting from 1 unit depth of the rainfall. 1 unit depth of the 1 centimeter of rainfall excess occurring uniformly over the basin and at uniform rate for a specified duration. So that is known as unit hydrograph. The graph that we have seen 6-hour unit hydrograph. The graph which is plotted in between discharge and time. And the unit hydrograph theory, which is based on the two assumptions, the time invariance and linear response. Then we have seen the derivation of the unit hydrographs, how these unit hydrographs are derived. Then now we're going to see this use and limitations of the unit hydrograph. So what are its uses and what are its limitations of this unit hydrograph? So these hydrographs have they are greatly used in the development of the flood hydrographs for the study of the fluctuations of the water level, highest flood level, lowest flood level, to determine the discharge flow of the water through river, to understand its various levels of the water in the reservoir or in the river. So to study the that levels of the water, to know how much the quantity of the water which is available in the reservoir, and to design a hydraulic structures. Based on that, the hydraulic structures are designed. The hydraulic structures that includes construction of the dams or any construction of the bandaras or construction of the bridges or any hydraulic structures. Dams, it includes various types of dams like gravity dam, buttress dam, arch dam, earthen dam. So study of this flood hydrograph is very necessary for construction of any hydraulic structure, for planning, designing of hydraulic structure. It is very necessary. Without study of this without study of the levels of the water and its discharge, we are unable to design any hydraulic structure. This is the first advantage. Then extension of the flood flow records based on rainfall records. You can understand the flood flow records from previous rainfall records. You can understand how much the water level available in that reservoir. Can determine the flood situation, if any, if there is any chances of flood situations are there or not, so that you can understand its various or any flood situations, or from previous rainfall records, you can uh, understand, or you can uh, predict that the levels of the water, so that can be understand from the flood hydrographs, from the rainfall records. Then next, development of the forecasting and warning system based on the rainfall. By knowing this, various levels of the water, its runoff, discharge, can forecast the flood, how much the water is available in the reservoir, if there is any chances of flood or not. So we can develop the flood forecasting system, or we can develop the warning systems based on the rainfall and the previous rainfall records. Can develop the flood forecasting and warning systems. Is one of the advantages. Then there is a lower limit for the application of the unit hydrographs. That limit is usually taken as 200 hectares. So for predicting the level of the water, for predicting the various levels of the water in the reservoir, this from the previous rainfall records, from the flood hydrographs, can understand that levels of the water, and if there is any chances of flood. Then limitations. What are its limitations? Limitations of the unit hydrograph. The limitations are precipitation must be from rainfall only. The precipitation, the form of precipitation is rainfall. But in unit hydrograph, snowfall runoff or snow, whenever there is snowfall occur, so that snowfall that is not represented by a unit hydrograph, but rainfall is represented by a unit hydrograph. So during snowfall, it does not give satisfactory results, or cannot draw that unit hydrograph. If there is a snow melt runoff is there, so that snow melt runoff that cannot be represented properly by unit hydrograph. Therefore, the precipitation that must be rainfall. If there is a rainfall पाऊस जर झाला तर you can draw the graph between the discharge and time, but it is somewhat difficult to represent that graph whenever there is a snowfall is there. So this is one of the limitation. So during snowfall, it cannot be satisfactorily represented by unit hydrograph, but in case of rainfall, it can be represented by unit hydrograph. This is one of the limitation. Then next limitation, the catchment should not have unusually storages in terms of tanks, ponds, large flood bank storage, or any other storage tanks. So that may affect the linear relationship between storage and discharge. So catchment area that should not have any storages in terms of tanks, ponds, or large flood bank storages, or any storage tanks. So due to this, what happens? That affects the linear relationship between the storage and discharge. There will not be the relationship between the storage and discharge. How much the water is stored in the tank and how much the water is discharged. That relationship cannot be maintained. We cannot determine the runoff. We cannot get the hydrograph for that catchment area. So therefore, that catchment should not have the storage tanks. And third one is if the precipitation is non-uniform, then unit hydrograph that cannot be expected to give good results. If rainfalls are very uniform नसेल, if there is a rainfall that may occur for short period, so there may be non-uniformity in the rainfall. In that case, what happens? You cannot predict the flood level. You cannot determine the discharge. How much for a particular time, how much the discharge is there. You cannot draw the unit hydrographs that will not give the good results. So this is one of the limitations of the use of unit hydrograph. You cannot get the good results, or cannot find the graph between the discharge and time. So it will not give correct results. There may be errors. It will show the errors. So it will not predict the flood level. These are the various limitations of the use of the unit hydrograph. Some of the use and limitations of the unit hydrograph. This is the unit hydrograph, the graph which is plotted in between discharge and time. So it has various uses and limitations. Then S curve hydrograph. Now you have seen the unit hydrograph. Now we are going to see the S curve hydrograph. So this S hydrograph that is also called as summation curve hydrograph. त्यालाच काय म्हणायचं? Summation curve hydrograph. त्यालाच काय म्हणतात, एस हायड्रोग्राफ और एस कर्व, समेशन हायड्रोग्राफ, summation curve hydrograph. This is a graph of S curve hydrograph. This is S curve. So what is S curve hydrograph? So when unit hydrograph of the desired unit duration is T2, that is neither available nor can be developed by the analysis of rainfall runoff data. In that case, when there is a rainfall runoff data is from the rainfall runoff data, it is difficult to draw the unit hydrograph. When unit hydrograph of the desired unit duration, so due to from the rainfall runoff data, so the unit hydrograph is drawn. The unit hydrograph that is drawn between the discharge and time. So for drawing the hydrograph between the discharge and time, there is another curve, another hydrograph that is known as S curve hydrograph that is drawn. It gives an alternative to the unit hydrograph. So that this hydrograph that is drawn for by considering the desired unit duration. In this, the problem is simple. When the unknown hydrograph duration is an integral multiple of the known hydrograph duration. The unknown, when the unknown hydrograph duration is an integral multiple of the known hydrograph duration. So this is one of the example that is taken for the non-unit hydrograph of for the duration 3-hour duration that can be used to compute the unit hydrograph of 6-hour duration. If there is a non-unit hydrograph is of 3-hour duration, जे आपण unit hydrograph draw केले, that is for 3-hour duration. So that unit hydrograph that can be easily used to compute the unit hydrograph of 6-hour duration by superimposing the known 3-hour unit hydrograph for the other 3-hour unit hydrograph. So superimposition is done in this from the known hydrograph that is superimposed over the another hydrograph. So by superimposing the known 3-hour unit hydrograph or the 3-hour unit hydrograph plotted with a time lag of the 3-hour, and it is then divided by 2. Then each ordinate is divided by 2. And this problem becomes complex when the duration of the unknown hydrograph is shorter or not an integral multiple of the duration of the known hydrograph. If it is shorter or it is not an integral multiple of the duration of the known hydrograph, in that case it becomes complex. So in such situation, the S hydrograph it is drawn. S hydrograph it is called as summation curve hydrograph. Like I want the summation curve hydrograph. This hydrograph that is plotted, so that is based on the principle of superposition. कशावर depend है? Principle of superposition. So this hydrograph that is first of all constructed and then used to compute the hydrograph of any desired duration, T2. For any desired duration, this hydrograph is drawn. So this S hydrograph, let's comment that S curve that is based on the principle of superposition from the known unit hydrograph of desired unit duration that is superimposed over the another unit hydrograph. The superimposition is done. That is used to compute the unit hydrograph of a desired duration. The superimposition is done. So this hydrograph, yes, hydrograph is continuously rising curve, which ultimately attains a constant value. This hydrograph is the which is continuously rising curve up to the constant value that attains. Up to that constant value, it will be the rising curve. So कसा है साइटोग्राफ बेस कर्व हा राइजिंग आहे, राइज होतोय. इथे या कर्व मध्ये इथे दाखवले पहा या ग्राफ मध्ये it is continuously rising. Okay. S curve hydrograph produced by effective rainfall, that is RE is equal to 1 by T1 centimeter per hour. The T1 being the unit duration of the known hydrograph from which S graph is derived. The T1 काय मध्ये unit duration of the known hydrograph. त्या known hydrograph चे unit duration आहे T1 time. The first curve, the second curve. This is offsetted S hydrograph. S curve hydrograph shifted by T2 hours. Shift झालाय dotted line, dotted curve जे दाखवलंय. That is shifted by T2 hours. So initially, the first curve passes through the origin from the 0 hours. So after, as the time elapses, this curve shifted to second curve. So here T2 hours here, suppose after 5 hours or 10 hours, 6 hours, this curve is shifted. So this is a S curve hydrograph. Here equilibrium discharge is shown at this point. This is a S curve hydrograph that is produced by effective rainfall of RA is equal to 1 by T1 centimeter per hour. So this curve or hydrograph, S curve hydrograph, that is used for computing unit hydrograph of any duration T2. So that is superimposed. Superimposition is done. One curve is superimposed over the another. So this curve is used to compute the unit hydrograph of any duration. So this curve, S curve, that is produced by continuous effective rainfall at constant rate for an indefinite period. So this curve that is produced by the continuous effective rainfall. There is a rainfall record, or there is a uniformity in the rainfall. This curve that is produced by the continuous effective rainfall at constant rate for an indefinite period for a particular duration. There is a continuous effective rainfall is there. So this curve that is produced by the continuous effect of the rainfall at a constant rate for a indefinite period. So that this curve, S curve, that is shown in this graph. How to determine this S curve? S curve कसं डिटरमाइन करायचं आहे? How to draw this S curve? So S curve for a T1 hour unit hydrograph that can be determined on the principle. So T1 hour, suppose to draw the unit hydrograph for a particular hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So that unit hydrograph that can be determined on the principle. So we have considered that duration as T1 hour. T1 hour साठी आपण काढतो. So that S curve for a T1 hours. It may be for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So therefore we have specified as a T1 hour unit hydrograph. For that T1 hour unit hydrograph, the S curve is drawn. The S curve for the T1 hour unit hydrograph that can be determined on the principle that S curve lagged by the T1 hour when subtracted from the S curve gives us nothing but the unit hydrograph of T1 hour. So that S curve is lagged by the T1 hour. So that S curve gives the unit hydrograph of T1 hour. For T1 hour, that S curve is plotted. So when we add unit hydrograph, add ordinates with the ordinates of S curve lagged by T1 hour. So from that curve, we get the ordinates of the S curve. तर त्या curve वरनं आपल्याला काय मिळेल? The ordinates of the S curve from the unit hydrograph. We get this ordinates of the S curve. So the initial ordinates of the S curve as well as the above imaginary offsetted S curve are the same as unit diagram ordinates. That you can understand from this graph. The initial ordinates of the S curve. The initial कुठला आहे? First curve इथे दिले पण. It is shown here. Is the first S curve hydrograph. S hydrograph. So after shifting of this S hydrograph, that is shifted by T2 hours. That is shown by this dotted curve. That is superimposed over the another. This is the second curve. The offset is, it is offsetted S curve. Offset घेतले इथे. Offset कितीचा आहे? T2 hours. Therefore, it is called offsetted S hydrograph. त्याला काय म्हणायचं? Offsetted S hydrograph. This is the initial hydrograph. Initial S hydrograph. आधी जे black color ची curve आहे, black line आहे. It is shown by continuous line. That is the initial S hydrograph. And after shifting this S hydrograph by T2 hours, it is called as offsetted S hydrograph. Like I mentioned, offsetted S hydrograph. This S hydrograph is shifted by T2 hours. यामध्ये दोन्ही मध्ये distance किती आहे? कितनी shift झाले? T2 hours. Is shown here. So from this, the initial ordinates of the S curve and the imaginary offsetted S curve are same as unit hydrograph ordinates. So both the ordinates are same. The initial ordinates of S curve and imaginary offsetted S curve, the ordinates are same. Both the ordinates are same. दोन्हीचे ordinates कसे आहेत? Same आहे. Okay. So this principle of superposition of one unit hydrograph that is superimposed over the another hydrograph. So that is this principle of superposition that is used to compute the S curve ordinates. So it is used to compute the S curve ordinates. So by simultaneously computing the S curve ordinates as well as offsetting S curve ordinates from the known unit hydrograph. So this S curve ordinates are that is computed by simultaneously computing the S curve ordinates as well as offsetted S curve ordinates from the known unit hydrograph. So from this unit hydrograph, it is it can be easily used to compute the S curve ordinates. So this is the S curve hydrograph. First one is initial S curve hydrograph. Second one is offsetted S curve hydrograph. So for this first curve, the time is 0 for 0 hours. The curve which is starting from this from the 0 duration, and this curve is shifted to T2 hours. The initial curve that is called as initial S curve or initial S graph. And after shifting this S curve by T2 hours, it is called as offsetted S cytograph. समझला इथपर्यंत? Any difficulty in this? S curve cytograph. त्यालाच काय म्हणायचं? Summation curve cytograph or S cytograph, or it is called S curve. It is based on the principle of superposition. This curve is cytograph that is used to compute the cytograph of any desired duration. समजलं इथपर्यंत? समजलं का? S curve cytograph. Any difficulty in this? Please ask. सुडके कोल्हे समजलं का? गरट, जाधव, कांबळे, कारंडे.
Yes, sir.
माने, पाटील, मकानदार, गोरे. Any difficulty in this? समजलं का? भागवत, गोसावी, शिंदे, भोसले. So up to this, we have covered this second unit. After this, we are going to see the numerical based on this runoff, rainfall, runoff relationship. We'll see the examples based on this runoff calculation. The first example, write the example. First numerical, we are going to solve. Example 1. The table is given that shows the different values of discharges okay. Write down this example. दिसतंय का आता? The following table that gives the values of major discharges. Discharges are that is shown in this table. Major discharges at a stream gauging site in a year. In 1 year, the discharge is measured at a stream gauging site. That is shown in this table. In this table below. Upstream of the gauging site, a weir built across the stream where the stream gauging is done. The discharge is measured. That is measured on the upstream of the gauging site, where that is built across the stream. That stream where the discharge is measured, that diverts the 3 million meter cube and 0.5 million meter cube of the water per month, that is diverted for irrigation and for the use in the industries. A weir or dam, that comes the weir or bandara, that is built across the stream, so that diverts the how much the water that diverts. It diverts the 3 million meter cube and 0.5 million meter cube of water per month. This much of water that is diverted from that weir. That water is diverted for irrigation purpose. कशासाठी divert केलं जातं? For irrigation. For that is used for the supplying water to the farms, agriculture purpose, for raising the crops, for irrigation purpose, for cultivation purpose. That water is used. It is also used for the industries, various types of industries. Various industries use this water. The water that may be used for the mechanical industries, textile industries, or chemical industries. That water is diverted for supplying water for the irrigation and for the use in the industries. Then the return flows from that irrigation is estimated. Return flows from the irrigation is estimated as 0.8 million meter cube. The return flow किती है? 0.8 million meter cube, and from the industries it is having 0.3 million meter cube. So that is reaching the stream upstream of the gauging site. This is a return flow. The diverted flow is having 3 million meter cube and 0.5 million meter cube, and return flow is having 0.8 million meter cube and 0.3 million meter cube. So काय काढायचं आहे? You have to compute, you have to estimate the natural flow. Natural flow काढायचं आहे. Estimate the natural flow. How much the natural flow is there? If the catchment area is having 180 kilometer square, area of that catchment is given 180 kilometer square, and the average rainfall is given 185 centimeter. Average rainfall किती है? 185 centimeter. Determine the runoff rainfall ratio. काय determine करायचं? Runoff rainfall ratio. दोन्हीचा रेशो काढायचा आहे. Runoff and rainfall. Runoff rainfall ratio काढायचा आहे. For various months throughout the year. For first month, the gauge flow in million meter cube is given. For in first month 2 million meter cube. Discharge is दाखवलंय. Second in second month having 1.5 million meter cube. In third month 0.8. In fourth month 0.6. In fifth month 2.1. In sixth month 8. In seventh month 18. In eighth month 22. In ninth month 14. In 10th month 9. In 11th month 7. And in 12th month having 3. The discharge कुठे जास्त आहे? Discharge in between 7 to 9 months. The discharge is maximum. Gauge flow is maximum. At 8th month, there is a maximum discharge is there. 22 million meter cube. And it is having minimum किती आहे? 0.6 in fourth month. This discharge is less. Gauge flow is less in fourth month. And maximum in 8th month. 22 million meter cube. लिहून घ्या एक्झाम्पल. नोटबुक मध्ये लिहून घ्यायचं आहे आणि सर्वांना सॉल्व करायचं आहे एक्झाम्पल. ओके, टेक द कॅल्क्युलेटर, नोटबुक, पेन. Solve this example. Solve this example. Write down this example. So this is a table which shows the month and its corresponding to that. The gauge flow is shown, discharge is shown for various months. From that, you have to determine the natural flow. You have to estimate the natural flow. Natural flow किती आहे ते काढायचं आणि runoff rainfall ratio काढायचं. लिहून घेतलं सर्वांनी? एक्झाम्पल लिहून घेतलंय? लिहून घ्या एक्झाम्पल. लिहून घेतले एक्झाम्पल सर्वांनी. So first we have to determine the natural flow. The natural flow चा काय formula? See this. Natural flow the formula is given here. Natural flow the true runoff natural flow म्हणजे काय? The definition is given here. The natural flow that is also called virgin flow. The true runoff when there is a true runoff is obtained when the stream when there is the flow of the river. The stream flow is in its natural condition without any human intervention. The flow of the water through the stream or river that naturally occurs. So that flow that is unaffected by works of the man or any other intervention, that stream flow is unaffected by the works of man, such as reservoir construction of any divergent structures. That flow is obstructed. So obstruct construction of the dams or any weir, bandaras. So the flow is obstructed. So obstruct construction of the dam, the velocity of the flow decreases. It will store the water. So natural flow of the water is obstructed. Natural flow जे natural flow आहे त्याला काय केलंय? Obstruct केलंय. So when this stream flow is unaffected by works of man such as reservoirs and divergent structures on a stream, by construction of these divergent structures, so that the stream flow of the water is unaffected by the works of the man and the works of the man. That includes the reservoirs or any divergent structures are there. So that natural flow, stream flow is unaffected. म्हणून त्याला काय म्हणायचं? Natural flow. That is called natural flow, or it is also called virgin flow. So that natural flow that is calculated by this formula. So the equation the natural flow or virgin flow volume, natural flow volume in time delta t at terminal point of catchment, that is expressed by a water balance equation. त्याला काय म्हणायचं? Water balance equation. So from this water balance equation you can find the natural flow. The formula काय? It is natural flow is denoted by RN, natural flow volume. त्याला काय म्हणायचं? Natural flow volume. RN म्हणजे काय? Natural flow volume in time delta t. In a given time, how much the volume of water that is flowing. Okay, like I mentioned, natural flow volume in time delta t, that is denoted by Rn. R suffix n. N indicates natural, R indicates rainfall or runoff. Natural flow Rn is equal to Ro minus Vr. RO मायनस VR. त्यामध्ये RO म्हणजे काय? ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो व्हॉल्यूम इन टाइम डेल्टा टी ॲट द टर्मिनल साइट. ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो आहे. O इंडिकेट्स ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो. ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो. RO मायनस VR. VR म्हणजे काय? Is observed flow RO. Then VR is the volume of return flow from the irrigation, domestic water supply and industrial use. The return flow किती झाले? Volume of return flow from the irrigation and from the industries and domestic water supply किती आहे? त्याला काय म्हणायचं? VR. Then VD is the volume of diverted out of the stream. त्या स्ट्रीम पासून किती पाणी ते डायव्हर्ट झालेलं आहे. व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ डायव्हर्टेड आउट ऑफ द स्ट्रीम फॉर इरिगेशन, डोमेस्टिक वॉटर सप्लाय, इंडस्ट्रियल यूज साठी किती पाणी ते डायव्हर्ट केलेलं आहे. दॅट क्वांटिटी, दॅट व्हॉल्यूम ऑफ water that is diverted off the stream for the irrigation, industrial use and domestic water supply. Then next VD is a capital E. E is the net evaporation losses. Evaporation losses consider केलेले from the reservoir on the stream. Capital E is the evaporation losses. EX is the net export of water from the basin. Net export of the water. Delta S, change in the storage volumes of water storage bodies on the stream. Change in the storage volumes of the water storage bodies on the stream. There is change in the storage volumes. That is denoted by delta S. So by adding all these factors, to get this water balance equation. The water balance equation क्या है? Rn is equal to RO minus VR plus VD plus E plus EX plus delta S. To get this natural flow volume in time delta T is the equation of finding the natural flow volume. This equation is known as water balance equation. like water balance equation. लिहून घ्या फॉर्म्युला सगळे त्याचे नोटेशन्स. सगळे लिहून घेतले प्रॉब्लेम, इक्वेशन लिहून घ्या, नोटेशन्स काय काय आहेत ते लिहून घ्या. लिहून घ्या सगळ्यांनी इक्वेशन. लिहून घेतले का? Everyone written this equation? Okay. तर यावरनं आपल्याला आर्यन काढायचं आहे. नॅचरल फ्लो व्हॉल्यूम. See this. Natural flow Rn is equal to RO minus VR plus VD plus E plus EX minus delta S. See, here E, EX and delta S are assumed to be insignificant and of zero value. यामध्ये E काय घेतलेलं आहे? E, EX, evaporation losses. Then EX and delta S, change in volume storage. Then this one, EX is the net export of water from the basin. Change in storage volumes. Delta S is the net evaporation losses. हे काय घेतलेलं आहे ते? it is considered as assumed as insignificant, and zero value is considered as zero. Value of E, Ex and delta S are assumed to be zero. Okay. Then next, volume of return flow from irrigation, VR, VR, volume of return flow and volume of diverted flow, diverted of the stream. Volume of return flow from the irrigation, domestic water supply and industrial use. दिलेलं आहे 0.8 plus 0.3. Example में दिले पाहिजे 0.8. The return flow is given here. Here return flow for the from the irrigation estimated as 0.8 million meter cube and from the industries 0.3 million meter cube. And the volume that is diverted of the stream having 3 million meter cube and 0.5 million meter cube of water, that is diverted volume. दोन values दिलेले आहेत VD and VR. Okay. तर VR कसं काढायचं, addition of this 0.8 plus 0.3 दोन्ही ऍड करायचं आहे for industrial use. Return flow from the irrigation and from the industries 0.8 plus 0.3 दोन्ही ऍड केले VR. We get this 1.1 million meter cube. किती आलं value? VR is equal to 0.8 plus 0.3. You get 1.1 million meter cube of return flow. That is the volume of return flow from the irrigation and industries or domestic water supply. Then VD, volume of diverted out of the stream for irrigation, domestic water supply and industrial uses. Addition of the volume which is diverted from the irrigation having 3 plus 0.5 दोन्ही ऍड केलेले आहे. त्यावरनं काय काढलंय BD. ओके, त्याचं ऍडिशन किती येते कॅल्क्युलेट करा सर्वांनी. VD is equal to 3 plus 0.5 is equal to 3.5 million meter cube. This is the VD, volume of diverted out of the stream, diverted water, diverted volume of water जे डायव्हर्ट केलेलं आहे, जे पाणी इरिगेशन साठी इंडस्ट्रियल यूज साठी जे पाणी डायव्हर्ट केलेलं आहे. VD is equal to 3.5 million meter cube आलाय आणि VR किती आलाय 1.1 million meter cube. पण लिहून घ्यायचं सर्वांनी. आले सगळ्यांचे व्हॅल्यू?
नाही सर, लिहून घेतलं.
लिहून घ्या. Then the calculations that are shown in for the various months. For 12 months it is shown calculation. तर ही जी व्हॅल्यू आहे ती सगळ्या मंथ साठी सेम राहणार आहे. इयर या टेबल मध्ये ते मंथ इथे दाखवले वर. झाले सगळ्यांचं कॅल्क्युलेशन झाले का? सर्वांनी लिहून घेतले?
येस सर.
आता कॅल्क्युलेशन करायचे आहेत फॉर व्हेरियस मंथ, फर्स्ट मंथ, सेकंड मंथ, थर्ड मंथ अप टू 12 मंथ. वर एक टेबल बनवा किंवा इंडिव्हिज्युअली तुम्ही सॉल्व्ह केलं तर चालतंय. फॉर फर्स्ट मंथ in this table, the above table, it is shown the discharges. त्याच्याच खाली तुम्ही लिहिलं तर चालतंय किंवा खाली टेबलच्या खाली स्पेस सोडून खाली हे रीडिंग्स तुम्ही व्हॅल्यूज तुम्ही लिहू शकता. इथे मंथ आहे त्याच्या खाली कॅश फ्लो डिस्चार्ज दिलेला आहे, डिस्चार्ज खाली लिहायचं आहे. ओके, ते इथे लिहिलेलं आहे खालच्या टेबल मध्ये शेवटी. तर इथे how to calculate this, that this is RO is given. RO म्हणजे काय? Observed flow in million meter cube it is given. म्हणजे डिस्चार्ज ते वरच्या टेबल मध्ये जे दिले आहे तेच व्हॅल्यू इथे लिहायचं आहे. Months for the 12 months, okay, and RO's gauge flow in million meter cube it is given. तर त्यावरनं आता आपण काढलंय BD in million meter cube, that is 3.5. Throughout the month it will remain same. Throughout the year that value of BD diverted volume that will be 3.5. जे आता आपण वर काढलेलं इथे हे 3.5 ते इथे लिहायचं या प्रत्येक मंथच्या खाली इथे लिहायचं. in VR return flow we have calculated as 1.1, that will remain same for throughout the year 1.1. okay, ते सेम राहणार. तर आता काय करायचंय, you have to do the calculation for natural flow हे काढायचं. हे प्रत्येकाची वेगवेगळी असणार. आर्यन natural flow काढायचं, that is calculated from this water balance equation. See this water balance equation. वॉटर बॅलन्स इक्वेशन हे लिहून घेतलं इक्वेशन. यावरनं हे आर्यन काढायचं, ते त्या खालच्या टेबल मध्ये लिहायचे व्हॅल्यू फॉर व्हेरियस मंथ. तर एका मंथ साठी प्रत्येक मंथ साठी 1, 2, 3, 4 अप टू 12 मंथ. टू कॅल्क्युलेट दी डिफरंट व्हॅल्यूज ऑफ आर्यन बाय पुटिंग द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ आरओ. इथे आरओ ची व्हॅल्यू इथे 2 आहे. सपोज फर्स्ट मंथ घेतलंय त्याची किती आहे आरओ ऑब्झर्व फ्लो किती आहे 2, तर 2 ची व्हॅल्यू इथे येईल. VR किती आहे 1.1 तिथे येईल. PD 3.5 इथे लिहायचंय. ओके, ई तर हे 0 आहे, EX is 0, डेल्टा S is 0, याची व्हॅल्यू 0 ठेवायची. हे फक्त काय येईल आरओ ची व्हॅल्यू येईल, VR ची व्हॅल्यू ठेवायचं, BD ची व्हॅल्यू ठेवायची. So 2 minus 1.1 plus 3.5 केल्यानंतर किती येईल, ती व्हॅल्यू काय असेल नॅचरल फ्लो आर्यन. ओके, त्या इक्वेशन मध्ये ठेवायचं. EX आणि डेल्टा ची व्हॅल्यू 0 घ्यायचं. किती व्हॅल्यू आले, प्रत्येकाची व्हॅल्यू वेगवेगळी येणार आहे. पहिली व्हॅल्यू किती येईल, पहिल्या मंथ साठी आर्यन किती येईल 4.4. कॅल्क्युलेट करून बघा आलंय का. So 2 minus 1.1 plus किती 3.5 किती येईल? टू मायनस 1.1 केल्यावर किती येईल? 0.9 प्लस 3.5 ऍड केलं त्यामुळे त्यामध्ये तर काय येईल? 4.4. इथेच आपण कॅल्क्युलेशन करू शकतो. तसंच 1.5 मायनस 1.1 केल्यावर किती येईल? 0.4. 0.4 प्लस 3.5 किती येईल? 3.9. तेच लिहायचं. ओके, 12 मंथ साठी काढायचं. देन 0.8 मायनस 1.1 किती येईल? 0.3. 0.8 मायनस 1.1 2.3. ओके, ते मायनस म्हणजे 3.5 मध्ये 0.3 मायनस केल्यावर किती येईल? 3.2. देन 1.1 0.6 1.1 मायनस 0.6 किती येईल व्हॅल्यू? 0.5 प्लस 3.5 किती? 0.6. ओके, हां 0.5 3.5 मध्ये 0.5 मायनस केलंय किती राहते? 3. 2.1 मायनस 1.1 किती? 1.0. ओके, 1.0 3.5 मध्ये ऍड केलंय किती येते? 4.5. ओके, देन 8 मायनस 1.1 किती येते सांगा? 9. 1.1 6.9. ओके, 6.9 त्यामध्ये 3.5 ऍड करायचं किती येईल? 10.4. 10 18 मायनस 1.1 किती? 16.9. 16.9 प्लस 3.5 ऍड केल्यावर किती येईल? 20.4. then 22 minus 1.1 21 20.9 त्यामध्ये 3.5 ऍड केलंय 24.4. ओके, 14 मध्ये 1.1 मायनस करायचं आहे त्यामध्ये 3.5 ऍड करायचं आहे 16.4 येईल. then 9 minus 1.1 adding 3.5 get 11.5. 7 minus 1.5 1.1 adding this 3.5 we get 9.4. then lastly for 12 minutes you will get 5.4. आले सगळ्यांचं व्हॅल्यू? समजलं का? आर्यनची व्हॅल्यू कशी आली? समजलं का इथपर्यंत? सगळे नॅचरल फ्लो for various months that we have determined from the water balance equation. समजलं? समजलं नसेल तर विचारा. You can unmute yourself or you can ask in chat box. त्यानंतर काय काढायचंय? टोटल आर्यन, टोटल नॅचरल फ्लो काढायचंय. सगळ्यांची ऍडिशन करायचंय for 12 months. Addition of all these values. Okay. Addition of 4.4 plus 3.9 plus 3.2 plus 3 plus 4.5 plus 10.4 plus 20.4 plus 24.4 plus 16.4 plus 11.4 plus 9.4 and 5.4. Adding this all these are in values. सगळ्यांची addition करायचं आहे. Addition केल्यावर total RN काय येईल? Calculate that. the total natural flow will be 116.8 million meter cube. आले सगळ्यांचे व्हॅल्यू चेक करा. आलंय का? Anyone please reply. Addition आली का बरोबर? Please reply. आलाय का व्हॅल्यू?
Yes, sir.
Next. This natural flow volume, annual natural flow volume, this हे काय आलंय? Annual natural flow पूर्ण वर्षासाठी आपण काढलंय, एका वर्षासाठी काढलंय for 12 months not determined. This is called as annual natural flow volume. त्यालाच काय म्हणतात? Annual runoff volume, that is equal to 116.8 million meter cube. Okay. Then we have to determine the annual runoff depth काढायचा आहे. Annual runoff depth, that is calculated by the ratio of annual runoff volume divided by catchment area. Area of the catchment किती आहे? 180 किलोमीटर स्क्वेअर दिलेले आहे. म्हणजे 180 into 10⁸. ते कशामध्ये घेतलंय? मीटर स्क्वेअर मध्ये कन्वर्ट केलेलं आहे. Then the annual runoff volume is in million meter cube मध्ये. तर मीटर क्यूब मध्ये करायचं आहे. Multiply by 10⁸. We get 1.168 into 10⁸. In terms of 10⁸, मीटर क्यूब मध्ये काढलाय. आणि व्हॅल्यू ऑफ दिस एरिया ऑफ द कॅचमेंट इज 180 किलोमीटर स्क्वेअर खाली घेतलंय. Divided that area of the catchment. Annual runoff depth काढायचं आहे. This is the ratio of annual runoff volume divided by area of the catchment. डेप्थ काढायचं आहे. व्हॉल्यूम म्हणजेच काय? एरिया इंटू डेप्थ. एरिया इंटू डेप्थ केल्यावर काय मीटर क्यूब मध्ये येईल. डेप्थ एरियाला मल्टिप्लाय केलं, एरिया डिवाइड केलंय व्हॉल्यूमला. व्हॉल्यूमला एरियाने डिवाइड केल्यावर काय मिळेल? डेप्थ. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज annual runoff depth. It is the ratio of volume divided by area. म्हणजेच काय? Annual runoff volume divided by area of the catchment area. तर व्हॅल्यू किती येईल? कॅल्क्युलेट दॅट व्हॅल्यू 0.649 मीटर. Annual runoff depth किती येते? 64.9 सेंटीमीटर. म्हणजे मीटर मध्ये किती? 0.649 मीटर. समजलं? आले का व्हॅल्यू? कॅल्क्युलेट कराय. तर आपल्याला काय काढायचं आहे? इथं आपण काय काढायला? नॅचरल फ्लो काढायला सांगितलं, ते काढले आपण. टोटल नॅचरल फ्लो नॅचरल फ्लो व्हॉल्यूम ते आपण काढलंय. आता आपल्याला काय काढायचं आहे? रेशो ऑफ रन ऑफ अँड रेनफॉल. रन ऑफ रेनफॉल रेशो काढायचा आहे. अॅन्युअल रेनफॉल दिलेला आहे 185 सेंटीमीटर. सेंटीमीटर मध्ये दिलेलं आहे, म्हणून हे अॅन्युअल रन ऑफ डेप्थ हे आपण सेंटीमीटर मध्ये घेतलेलं आहे. 64.9 सेंटीमीटर. तर रन ऑफ किती आलाय? रन ऑफ डेप्थ 64.9. ते आपण हे वर रन ऑफ डिवाइड बाय रेनफॉल किती आहे? अॅन्युअल रेनफॉल 185. अॅन्युअल रन ऑफ डेप्थ किती आहे? 64.9 डिवाइडेड बाय annual rainfall 185. From that, by dividing this, we get value 0.35. This is the ratio of runoff rainfall. त्यालाच काय म्हणायचं? runoff rainfall ratio. दोन्ही मध्ये रेशो किती येईल? 0.35. समजलं दोन्ही मध्ये डिफरन्स? runoff is different, rainfall is different. हे दोन्ही मधलं रिलेशनशिप आहे. runoff rainfall relationship. समजलं? आलंय का सगळ्यांचं व्हॅल्यू? Do you got it this? Any difficulty in this? कसं आलं व्हॅल्यू समजला? समजलं नसेल तर विचारा. सर्वांनी सॉल्व्ह केलं इथपर्यंत? प्लीज रिप्लाय एनीवन. आले का सगळ्यांचं व्हॅल्यू? ओके. सर्वांचं झालं का इथपर्यंत? पुढचा प्रॉब्लेम घ्यायचं का? प्लीज रिप्लाय. झालं नसेल तर सांगा. झाले का सगळ्यांचं? समजलं का कसं काढलंय? पहिल्यांदा इक्वेशन Rn from the equation of natural flow order balance equation we have determined the various values of natural flows for various months. We assume the value of E, Ex and delta S is 0. We determine the volume of return flow Vr and volume of diverted out of the stream that were determined. Vr is 1.1 million meter cube, Vd is 3.5 million meter cube. Then we have determined we have plotted in this table these various values of Rho, Vd and Vr and Rn. From that we get the natural rainfall values for various months, and by adding all these natural flow volumes we get the annual natural flow volume as 116.8 million meter cube. Area of catchment is given 180 kilometer square. To find the annual runoff depth by the ratio of annual runoff volume divided by area of catchment. That gives the annual runoff depth of 0.649 meter. And the runoff rainfall ratio by knowing the value of annual runoff depth and annual rainfall, we get the runoff rainfall ratio as 0.35. Okay, समजलं का प्रॉब्लेम? समजलं नसेल तर विचारा. Okay, now we're going to see second example. Tune gap problem. Write down this example. Second example is rainfall of magnitude 3.8 centimeter and 2.8 centimeter occurring on 2 consecutive 4-hour durations on a catchment of area 27 kilometer square. So rainfall magnitude is given, rainfall of magnitude 3.8 centimeter and 2.8 centimeter occurring on 2 consecutive 4-hour duration on a catchment area 27 kilometer square. That is, produce the following hydrograph. From this hydrograph is drawn hydrograph of flow at the outlet of the catchment. from the values of this discharge, runoff, and time, the in this table the time from start of the rainfall is given here. Time from the start of the rainfall. So -6 observed flow at this time in meter cube per second is given. Discharge is 6. Time is for -6, 0, 6, 12, 18 hours, 24 hours, 30 hours, 36 hours, 42 hours, 48 hours, 54 hours. Corresponding to that, observed flow is given. Okay, 54, 60 up to 66. ते कंटिन्यू आहे. इथून 54 नंतर 60 येईल, 60 नंतर 66 आहे. त्याच्या खाली ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो दिलेला आहे. 60 ला किती आहे 4.5, 66 ला 4.5. ओके, तो ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो कुठे जास्त आहे 26. आफ्टर 12 hours there is the observed flow is maximum. आफ्टर 12 hours 26 आहे. तर मिनिमम कुठे आहे, minimum is 4.5 at after 66 hours or at 60 hours the observed flow is less 4.5. maximum is 26 है after 12 hours.
सर तिथं दोन्हीला पण 4.5 आहे.
हाँ दोन्ही 4.5 आहे, दोन्ही 4.5 घ्यायचं आहे.
ओके सर.
दोन्ही 4.5 घ्यायचं आहे. इथे जसं 5 आहे, 48 ला 5 आहे, 54 ला सुद्धा 5 आहे. काही ठिकाणी ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो सेम आहे, म्हणजे 60 hours ला सुद्धा ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो 4.5 आहे. आफ्टर 66 hours the observed flow is same. After 48 hours the observed flow is 5. After 54 hours the observed flow is 5. वरचं हे हा जो रो आहे तो कशाचा आहे, टाइम फ्रॉम स्टार्ट ऑफ द रेनफॉल इन अवर्स इट्स गिवन and below that observed flow in meter cube per second is given. Okay, तर काय काढायचं आहे, estimate the rainfall excess and phi index. रेनफॉल एक्सेस काढायचं आहे. लिहून घेते एक्झाम्पल. Rainfall of magnitude 3.8 centimeter and 2.8 centimeter occurring on a 2 consecutive 4-hour durations on a catchment area 27 kilometer square. Catchment area है 27 kilometer square. So in this catchment area, the hydrograph of flow hydrograph that is shown, that is drawn for this various values. It is drawn at the outlet of the catchment. So these values are obtained, values of the observed flow and corresponding to that time. झालं एक्झाम्पल लिहून. रेनफॉल एक्सेस काढायचं आहे. काय काढायचं आहे, एस्टिमेट दी रेनफॉल एक्सेस अँड फाय इंडेक्स. रेनफॉल एक्सेस काढायचं आहे आणि फाय इंडेक्स काढायचं. तर त्यासाठी you have to draw this hydrograph to suitable scale. For that you have to take the graph paper. So approximately can draw graph paper नसेल तर approximately you can take the scale with the convenient scale. Okay, you have to plot this hydrograph between this observed flow and time. So for that you have to use the any-one method, simplest straight line method, the base flow separation method you have to use. So from after drawing this hydrograph, this is a graph here. This is a graph. See this hydrograph. The base flow separation, discharge which is plotted on y-axis, time which is plotted on x-axis. इथे हा ग्राफ काढायचा आहे. -6 पासून घेतो, -6 0 टाइम इथे प्लॉट करायचे टेबल मध्ये दिलेला आहे. पहिल्यांदा ग्राफ हायड्रोग्राफ काढायचा. तिथे फाइंड x रेनफॉल एक्सिस दाखवले पहा. डिस्चार्ज इन मीटर क्यूब पर सेकंड, टाइम इन आवर्स. -6 पासून ही टाइम स्टार्ट फ्रॉम -6 and discharge start from this 0. The discharge the -6 इथे घेतलेले आहे 0 पॉइंट ला. इनिशियली इट इज 0, -6 0 नंतर 0 6 12 18 कुठपर्यंत आहे अप टू 66. करस्पॉन्डिंग डिस्चार्ज किती आहे हे बघा टेबल मध्ये बघा. टेबल मध्ये इथे डिस्चार्ज किती आहे, ऑब्झर्व्ड फ्लो 6 आहे and the 5 आहे 13 26. ते इथे दाखवायचं आहे अप टू 66. हे बघा ते प्लॉट केले बघा. -6 ला किती आहे 6 आहे, 66 ला 4.5, -6 ला ते 6 दाखवले. ओके हे बघा -6 ला 6 आहे, पुढे परत इकडे 0 ला इथे प्लॉट करायचं आहे. ह्या डॉट इथे मार्क केले, इथे एक डॉट मार्क केले. त्यानंतर आफ्टर 12 वर इथे जास्त आहे, 12 ला 26 आहे, मॅक्झिमम आहे. करो हा वाढतो इथे, इथून हा राईज होतो. या पॉइंटला 12 ला मॅक्झिमम आहे. आफ्टर 12 वर देयर इज अ मॅक्झिमम डिस्चार्ज इज देयर. आफ्टर 12 वर इट डिक्रीजेस. परत इथे पॉइंट इथे मार्क करायचा आहे, त्याला जॉईन करायचा हा कर्व. पण पुढच्या 33 आफ्टर 30 आवर्स, आफ्टर 36 आवर्स ते मार्क करायचं आहे. आणि हा कर्व हा इथे आफ्टर 66 आवर्स इट इज 4.5. हा कर्व इथे जॉईन करून घ्यायचा. ओके याप्रमाणे हा कर्व येईल. This hydrograph is drawn, direct runoff. The base flow इथे दाखवायचं आहे. बेस फ्लो डायरेक्ट इथून कुठून स्टार्ट होईल बेस फ्लो म्हणजे अबव दिस फ्रॉम द 6 डिस्चार्ज इथे 6 इथून हा कर्व स्टार्ट झालाय म्हणून बेस फ्लो इथे दाखवलाय डॉटेड लाईन इथे बेस फ्लो दाखवलाय. डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ किती आहे 5.2 ते आपल्याला डिटरमाइन करायचं. ओके तर इथे दाखवलं 3.26 सेंटीमीटर 0 आफ्टर 8 आवर्स, आफ्टर 4 आवर्स. हा इंडेक्सेस दाखवले, रेनफॉल एक्सेस दाखवले, ग्राफ मध्ये दाखवायचं. हे ग्राफ पूर्ण काढायचं आहे. ओके तर Next, after plotting this hydrograph, by using the simple straight line method of base flow separation method use करें straight line method जे अपन theory lecture में पाले straight line method. There are three methods. From the three methods, straight line method is used here. From that, to get the value of n is 0.83 multiplied by 27 catchment area raised to 0.2. Get the value of n. Number of days are calculated 1.6 days. That is hours मध्ये convert केल्यानंतर किती येईल 38.5 hours. This is the value of n. या formula वरनं काढलं. However, by inspection DRH direct runoff hydrograph starts at 0. By inspection from the general observation, the direct runoff hydrograph कुठून start होते हैं from the time t is equal to 0 and it has peak value at a time after 12 hour ला ते जास्त आहे and it ends at 48 hour ला काय झालंय end झालेलं आहे. See this, at 48 hour it ends. Okay, which gives the value of n. Value of n किती येईल 48 minus 12. minus 12, that is 36 hours. So that time start from 0, it will be peak at 12 hours and it will end at that curve that ends at after 48 hours. 48 मधून 12 minus केलंय तर किती येईल 36. That gives the value of n. तर आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे रेनफॉल एक्सेस अँड फायर इंडेक्स n काढले आपण so as n after 36 hours appears to be more satisfactory, it gives more satisfactory than the after 38.5 hours. The value of n after 36 hours it will give or will appear more satisfactory, and after 38.5 hours, see here after 36 hours after 38.5 कसं आलंय समजलंय 38.5 hour 0.83 into 27 raised to 0.2. लिहून घेतले इथपर्यंत n काढले सर्वांनी any difficulty in this? Okay, त्यानंतर so therefore this direct runoff hydrograph that assumed to exist from time t0 to 48 hour. From time 0 to 48 hour, the hydrograph is plotted that gives direct runoff hydrograph. So our straight line base flow separation gives the constant value of 5 meter cube per second for the base flow. इथे 48 hourला किती आहे डिस्चार्ज ऑब्झर्व फ्लो किती आहे 5 meter cube per second. Okay. The area of the direct runoff hydrograph. Area काढायचा. Area of the direct runoff hydrograph. In between this direct runoff hydrograph that exists in between from time 0 to 48 hour. Direct runoff hydrograph कुठून ते कुठे आहे? Time t is equal to 0 to 48 hours. या दोन्हीच्या मध्ये काय डायरेक्ट रनऑफ हायड्रोग्राफ ग्राफ मध्ये ते पाहिलंय कुठून 0 पासून ते 48 बघ डायरेक्ट रनऑफ कुठून स्टार्ट झाले डायरेक्ट रनऑफ 0 कुठे आहे ग्राफ मध्ये बघा 0 इथे ओके 0 इथून तो डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ हायड्रोग्राफ स्टार्ट झाले इथून ते एंड कुठे होत आहे 48 ला 0 to 48 hours काय दिलेलं आहे डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ हायड्रोग्राफ समजतंय का दोन्हीच्या मध्ये काय डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ दिलेलं आहे ओके ते डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ आहे ते दाखवलं आपण डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ 5.52 सेंटीमीटर इट इज कॉल्ड एज रेनफॉल एक्सेस ते दिले पाहिजे रेनफॉल एक्सेस ते काढायचं रेनफॉल एक्सेस दोन्हीच्या मध्ये काय डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ इन बिटवीन दिस 0 to 48 hours ला टाइम किती आहे 5 hours 0 ला किती आहे 6 at 0 is having 0 ला 5 आहे आणि 48 hours ला सुद्धा 5 आहे ओके समजलं 0 ला 5 आहे आणि 48 hours ला 5 आहे दोन्ही जे काय दोन्ही मध्ये काय डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ कसं काढायचं बाय कॅल्क्युलेटिंग द एरिया ऑफ द डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ हायड्रोग्राफ त्या डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ हायड्रोग्राफचं एरिया काढायचं कशाची एरिया हे बघा इथून ते इथपर्यंत ही जी एरिया आहे डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ ची एरिया इथून ते एवढ्या पोर्शनची एरिया काढायची जे हॅच केलेलं आहे एरिया कसं काढणार तर डायरेक्ट रन ऑफ हायड्रोग्राफचं एरिया काढायचं see this area of the direct runoff hydrograph 6 into 60 into 60 तर तुम्ही इथे पूर्ण जो कर्व आहे एरिया तो वेगवेगळ्या पार्ट्स मध्ये किंवा ट्रायंगल्स मध्ये किंवा स्क्वेअर मध्ये ते डिवाइड करायचं ट्रायंगल्स रेक्टँगल्स ते दिले पहा त्यावरनं 6 into 60 into 60 then 1 by 2 into 8 plus 1 by 2 into 8 plus 21 plus 1 by 2 into 21 plus 16 plus 1 by 2 into 16 plus 11 plus 1 by 2 into 11 plus 7 and adding that 1 by 2 into bracket 7 plus 4 plus 1 by 2 into 4 plus 2 plus 1 by 2 into 2 These are all discharge observed flows हे काय आहेत सगळे ऑब्झर्व फ्लोज आहेत. ओके, तर त्यावरनं फायनली एरिया काय मिळेल, एरिया 1.4904 into 10 raised to 6. This is the area of that DRH, direct runoff hydrograph. आलं सर्वांचं? So this is the, ही जी एरिया आली आहे त्याला काय म्हणायचं, टोटल डायरेक्ट रनऑफ ड्यू टू स्टॉर्म. This is the total direct runoff due to storm. त्यावरनं रनऑफ डेप्थ काढायचं आहे. Runoff depth is equal to runoff volume divided by catchment area. Runoff volume जे आता आपण काढले 1.4904 into 10 raised to 6 इथे लिहायचं आहे. Then area of the catchment इथे लिहिलं आहे एक्झाम्पल मध्ये 27 into 10 raised to 6. Okay, by dividing that runoff volume and catchment area. Volume म्हणजेच काय, एरिया इंटू डेप्थ. एरिया व्हॉल्यूमला डिवाइड केल्यावर काय मिळेल, डेप्थ. व्हॉल्यूम डिवाइड बाय एरिया इज इक्वल टू डेप्थ. म्हणजेच काय, रन ऑफ डेप्थ इज इक्वल टू रन ऑफ व्हॉल्यूम डिवाइड बाय कॅचमेंट एरिया. ही व्हॅल्यू किती येईल रन ऑफ डेप्थची 0.0552. ते आपण सेंटीमीटर मध्ये घेतलेलं आहे म्हणून रेनफॉल एक्सेस किती आलाय 5.52 सेंटीमीटर. सर्वांनी कॅल्क्युलेट करा, आले का सगळ्यांचं? This is the rainfall excess. Okay, and total rainfall इथे लिहिलं आहे 3.8 minus 2.8. हे बघा प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये काय दिलेलं आहे, rainfall of magnitude 3.8 centimeter and 2.8 centimeter. The rainfall magnitudes are given 3.8 and 2.8 here. Okay, total rainfall 3.8 minus 2.8. दोन्हीचं सबस्ट्रॅक्शन केलंय. तर टोटल रेनफॉल इथे ऍड केलंय पण दोन्हीचं ऍडिशन घेतलेलं आहे. 3.8 प्लस 2.8 हे ऍडिशन आहे. टोटल रेनफॉल किती झालंय 3.8 प्लस 2.8 that will give 6.6 सेंटीमीटर. ड्युरेशन काय 8 आवर्स. दिले पाय रेनफॉल एक्सेस दाखवायचं आहे 5.52 सेंटीमीटर जे आपण काढलंय. Then find index for duration 8 hours. Here, two consecutive 4-hour duration on a catchment area at 27 kilometers square. तर इथे रेनफॉल एक्सेस आपण काढलाय तर काय काढायचं आहे फाय इंडेक्स. ओके, फाय इंडेक्स there is a subtraction between 6.6 minus 5.52 म्हणजे टोटल रेनफॉल मायनस रेनफॉल एक्सेस. टोटल रेनफॉल किती झालाय 6.6 हे घेतलेलं आहे. फाय इंडेक्स काढायचं मायनस 5.52 काय आहे रेनफॉल एक्सेस आहे. Then for duration 8 hours 6.6 minus 5.52 divided by 8 we get the value of phi index as 0.135 centimeter per hour. This is the phi index. What's phi index? समजलं प्रॉब्लेम? समजलं असेल तर विचारा. In this way, we have calculated this phi index and rainfall axis. हे दोन आपल्याला काढायचे, rainfall axis and phi index. समजलं इथपर्यंत? सर्वांनी लिहून घेतले एक्झाम्पल? लिहून घेतले एक्झाम्पल? Okay. You stop here. Everyone give attendance in chat box.